When we're getting ready to release an album, there's a lot of butterflies. The first week of sales matter, but you can't do anything else. All of everything that you can do as an artist has already been done. You can pray. And I have. Hi, guys, I'm Clay Walker, and this is the hit story of my entire album, If I Could Make a Living. I can make a living out of loving you. In 1994, when this album came out, a lot of people call it overnight success, but it didn't seem so overnight. There's a lot of hard work that went into that. It's every artist's dream to have an album that has several hits on it, and being able to make this album in 1994 was a dream come true. Alan Jackson actually wrote the title cut, If I Could Make a Living, and the first time I'd ever heard that song, it was him singing it. And my producer, James Stroud, I said, I'm confused. I said, is this already on an album? He goes, no, he's gonna let you have the song. And I thought that was one of the coolest things ever. Shortly after that, the song became a #1 hit, and one of the big surprises for me was Alan Jackson came to Beaumont, Texas and did a concert. He actually did that song, If I Could Make a Living, and said, hey, here's one recorded by one of y'all's hometown boys and written by me. And that was, just one of the coolest things. I did get a note from Alan saying how proud he was that the song had gone #1. Just getting that note was pretty special. I write, most of the material that I record, so getting a song like If I Could Make a Living Out of Loving You from another great artist like Alan Jackson was like, good gracious. That's a showstopper for us. I could walk out on stage without even strumming a note and just put my hands together and go, if I could make a living out of loving you. And the audience starts singing it immediately and louder than I can actually sing it to the microphone. So thanks, Alan. Shortly after I recorded that album, George Strait had asked me to go out on tour with him. That was another dream come true. Going on tour with George Strait, it was just a whirlwind for a guy that grew up, playing bars all across Texas and Oklahoma and Louisiana. I was ready. It was like we were on a roll, and we got such great material, coming from writers. And If I Could Make a Living Out of Loving You was the lead-off song for that. And then came This Woman and This Man. That song, to me, probably really just is the epitome of who I am as a singer. This Woman, This Man really hit all of the elements that I think are great about country music and great about singing. I love singing that song every night. It's so soulful, and it's not very easy to sing. There's always a challenge to it. I gotta be ready, each night to hit those notes and to try to sing it like it was the first time anyone ever heard it. There was this woman, and there was this man. I don't think there's any artist that's ever made any number of albums who doesn't have a song in it. Man, I wish that would have been a single. For me, that song was Heartache Highway. Back then, in the 90s, we were cranking out albums pretty fast. The life of a single, went pretty fast as well. Not getting to all of those songs, I wish we would have. No regrets there, but I sure wish that we had released Heartache Highway. Making the second album was a labor of love. One of the things I do regret, and you can't change this, and I wouldn't even if I could, but I recorded a lot of second, third, and fourth album while I was touring, and so your voice is fatigued. And I can hear that sometimes, but I'm like, you know what? That's just real. It's kind of like today's social media. People want to see real selfies or real video of yourself, not all made up. Like I have no makeup on today. I know you can't tell that, but if I could go back and tell myself something, in 1994, it would have been just chill out. I was pretty intense, coming out of the box. I wanted it all, and I wanted to just go for it every single day, and I still have a great drive and great desire for that. I think George Strait is the epitome of chill. I've been able to watch him through my career. I would like to believe that some of that rubbed off on me somewhere down the line. I've been asked, since I do have some history and a few decades of recording, and the big question I get is, how do you think it would be now if you had If I Could Make a Living come out now? How would social media treat that? And the answer is none of us really know. I feel that album had so much immediate gratification. You don't have to market fun. My music has been fun since the beginning. I like bringing joy to people's life, and I think that social media tries to do that in abundance, and I think it would do pretty good.